When you think of the worst Pokemon in existence, you think of something like a Caterpie, or a Sunkern, or something like that. But what if I told you there was a Pokemon which I considered to be as bad as these weaklings? Smeargle. It is a thoroughly underwhelming Pokemon with one benefit. It can learn any move in the game. Now that may seem like a great thing, and it has been in tons of competitive Pokemon and seen a lot of play in the past, but looking at its stats, it's not great. It has a decent speed stat at 75 and HP at 55, but just look at those offenses. They're not fantastic. Smeargle's main gimmick is Sketch, a move that has 1 PP and can permanently learn whatever move it's used after. So, if a Pokemon uses Hyper Beam and I Sketch it, now I have Smeargle with Hyper Beam forever. It learns a new Sketch every 10th level, so level 1, 11, 21, etc. But it really doesn't have the stats to back it up. So, I decided to do what every sane person does, and I decided to take this concept and turn it into a highly marketable Pokemon video content idea. You know, as you do. So, can I beat Pokemon Platinum with only one Smeargle? The rules are as follows. I'm only allowed to use Smeargle in battle. I'm allowed to catch Pokemon for HM use as long as I don't use them actually in battle. If I do have to use them in battle, like for mandatory double battles, they have to be knocked out first turn either by myself or by the opponent, and if not, I reset. Also, no items in battle except for Pokeballs. No healing items or stat buffing items, but I'm allowed to use held items like berries or type boosting items. And without further ado, let's see if we can complete one of my favourite childhood games with this muppet of a creature. Also, I streamed all of this live on Twitch, twitch.tv/highpotential, as well as other content, so chuck me a follow over there. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. It's my first video here and I'm super proud of what I've done, so definitely make sure you keep up to date with the new ones I'll be posting. Let's go! So, as I normally do, I name myself Cold, and name my rival Dingus, because he's a dingus. And we set out on our journey. After getting a concussion, we go out to Route 201 to get our starter Pokemon. Obviously, we're picking the painter dog? Think he's a dog? Never actually thought about it before. And then we show immediately why this challenge is going to be a challenge. I head home, and Dingus comes along and drags us to come with him to Lake Verity, where Super Saiyan Blue Goku is watching the lake. We decide to go our separate ways, and back on Route 201 I start planning the moves I'm going to be sketching ahead of time, since this challenge requires a fair bit of foresight and planning. I decide I'm going to sketch a basic stab move like Tackle or Scratch to start with, and then either Absorb from a Budu north of Jubilife or Low Kick from a Machop above Orberg for Rourke's gym. We make it to the Professor's lab, and after receiving another concussion from Dingus, we go in and are tasked with an extremely important mission, nicknaming our Pokemon. With such a glorious challenge ahead of us, we have to pick a name suitable for such an epic quest, an incredibly meaningful and important nickname for such an incredibly important Pokemon. Chat and I picked Stevb as the nickname. Yep, Stevb, all lowercase. After some errands, we make it to our first proper battle of the run, youngster Tristan. I decide to lob a Pokeball at his dome, since it's a trainer battle, and that way he gets off his first attack so I can actually sketch a move. After a few growls, he uses Quick Attack, which I sketch, officially locking in the first move of the run. We end up losing to him, so I contact my uncle at Nintendo, and he sends me a cool thing where I suddenly get hundreds of illegal vitamins to shove down this mop dog's throat until he can actually survive something more than a light breeze. After getting to Jubilife City, we run into David Tennant, who tells us he is looking out for criminals. Cool. We run into a dude who asks us to find his clown buddies in order to get a brand spanking new Apple Watch for free, so obviously I do it. I decided I was going to show off to chat my knowledge about the order the clowns were supposed to be encountered in so that the coupons were in the correct order in my bag before I realized that I could just reorder them. As a kid, I literally reset and started my first game of Pearl again because I collected the coupons in the wrong order, so that was a fun revelation. Why am I like this? After beating down Dingus again, we head on over to Orberg, where we decide to sketch Low Kick on a Machop to deal with the heavy rock types we're about to go up against. We go to find the gym leader Rourke, who is hiding away in a mine, and after he flexes on us by destroying a boulder, we go to his gym to challenge his scary team of rock types. It does not go well the first attempt. Or the second. We try again at level 18, and it goes surprisingly well. Rourke doesn't heal where I'd normally expect him to, and we're victorious. Oh no, okay, cool, sick. Surprisingly, this Muppet who shares a base 20 attack stat with Caterpie has managed to defeat a team of boulders and dinosaurs single-handedly. With that, we head back to Jubilife and catch a Bidoof for HMs who turns out to be the Plump Mouse Pokemon? I've never seen that before until editing this back. What is a plump mouse? I have no idea. We beat up some SpaceX employees and get very sidetracked by going and dressing up Stevb.
Oh, look at him. He is magnificent.
I was so proud of him, put his picture on the wall. We get to Floroma Town and beat up some more Team Galactic goons and head to challenge Team Galactic's admin Mars, who thoroughly wipes the floor with us. Not before we sketch Bite from a Zubat, so we have a dark type move for the Ghost Gym later on. Then my Streamlabs crashed and I lost all the footage from beating Mars all the way up to getting to the gym at the Turner City. Which is great. It's the reason I stopped using Streamlabs, swapped to OBS. Anyway, embarrassing technical problems aside, we come up against the biggest hurdle of the run so far. Turtwig. This damn turtle caused me so much headache and caused me to essentially just have to hit my head against the wall over and over and over again until I beat it, because no matter what I did, I could barely get through his dumb turtle looking head ass, let alone the scary flower man sitting in wait behind him. We tried at level 26, then 28, then 30, then 32. We then sketched Confusion to try and help against Turtwig because he kept using Reflect and I could do barely any damage to him. We failed again, got up to level 35. Nope. In total, it took me 1 hour and 20 minutes to beat this one trainer and her team of demon plants. I sketched Leech Seed from her Cherrim on the last run and then managed to finally take her out. I had to get to level 41 to beat a team of level 20-ish Pokemon. This is what I mean when I say that Smeargle is not a good Pokemon. After that horrendous showing I displayed, I broke into Elon Musk's headquarters, and after guessing the stair puzzle correctly and gloating about it to chat, I destroyed a gas giant. Haha, Skuntank and Jupiter pun together, get it? It's gas giant. It's Jupiter, Skuntank, it's farts. You get it. And then left to Turner City. I showed off my pro skills as a gamer by promising I'd avoid every single trainer on the riding bridge, which went about as well as you'd expect.
You're ready, okay? I'm gonna do this without running into a single person. It's gonna be like a straight shot all the way to the bottom, and it's gonna be great. That is not what I wanted to have happen.
And made it through Mount Coronet to Heart Home City. We tried taking Stevb for a walk in Amity Square, but they refused to let him in because he wasn't cute enough. So we went to the contest hall to prove how cute Stevb was by entering a cute contest. After a harrowing dress-up section where we made him shine like the star he is, we absolutely destroyed the competition in the dance contest. After an epic battle competition, we proved once and for all that Stevb is the cutest mon in existence and those frauds at Amity Square were just wrong. We made our way into the third gym and absolutely floored Fantina. First attempt. We bit every ghost to death with our vicious predator of a mon and won. With that, I had a few months break over the Christmas period and came right back into it early this year with a new haircut, new setup, new camera, new everything, ready to take on the world and crush everything in my way. We stopped in Solaceon Town, and after some more pro-gamer strats, we made it through the ruins to get the HM for Defog. We absolutely ploughed through the next few routes to make it to Veilstone City, where we encountered our next big challenge. Maylene was going to be terrifying for my normal, very weak to fighting type Stevb, so I had to come up with a plan. Luckily, we had already sketched Confusion from the Bronzor earlier, so we had a good plan against most of her mons, but Lucario was going to be a problem. During going through the gym, the egg we received from Cynthia early on that I definitely didn't forget to mention, hatched into a Togepi, who we promptly named Omelette. Omelette would be a beacon of hope and light in the darkness of this run and would continue to be our level 1 mascot all the way through the game. We came up with a rough game plan for Lucario. We would sketch either Drain Punch or Force Palm from him depending on what he used first. And he used Force Palm. I was happy with this since it has a chance to paralyze. After a few attempts, we managed to beat Lucario with a lucky crit on Force Palm. I had fully expected that to take a lot longer, but was actually pretty straightforward. Maybe I underestimated you, Smeargle. we helped our useless other non-nameable rival get his Pokédex back and headed on down to Pastoria City. After clapping our rival again, we went up against Crash Awake and got absolutely walled by his Intimidate Gyarados. I didn't have a super effective move against him, and the only special move I had was Confusion, which wasn't a great choice. So, I leveled up to level 61 for my next sketch and decided to find a random trainer I had skipped on Route 214 who had a Jolteon. I managed to sketch Thundershock from this random Evolution fan and went back and tried my luck again. On our second attempt, we beat him. We 2-hit the Gyarados, paralysed the Floatzel so he outsped, and got brought down to 12 health and had my speed lowered a massive amount by the Quagsire to the point where it outsped me, and then managed to get a paralysis on it and hit another Force Palm for the win. My luck has been amazing so far, with the amount of paras and crits I've gotten at different moments, and I'm honestly super pleased with how we're progressing. Now that we're 5 badges down and over halfway through the game, let's have a quick recap, shall we? Stevb is level 61. He has sketched Quick Attack, Low Kick, Bite, Confusion, Leech Seed, Force Palm, and now Thundershock. We have 3 sketches left for the rest of the game, and things aren't looking fantastic. Already I'm having to be nearly double the level of the Pokemon I'm versing in order to stand a chance, and the levels of trainers and Mons stats are getting higher and higher as I progress, and Stevb is just... Stevb. Back to the run, we chased down a criminal who blew up a swamp, received some suspicious medicine from Cynthia, and headed up to Celestic Town. We battled Cyrus from Team Galactic and pretty easily swept the floor with him. After obtaining Surf, we flew back to Jubilife and headed west to get to Canalave City. We had another rival battle with Dingus, and for the first time someone other than a gym leader caused us actual trouble. Dingus is now equipped with both a Heracross and Infernape, 2 Mons who absolutely wiped the floor with my ratty Artist Hound, and Heracross did just that. I didn't live a single hit from this beast. Yikes. After a couple more failures, we managed to get through the Heracross, but immediately got walled by the Infernape. Did some damage calcs to see what level I would need to beat it, and I needed to get to level 71 for an attack to have a chance not to kill me by Infernape. But at level 71, I also would get another sketch and would have to get rid of a move. Chose Thundershock, as at this point in the game the number of Pokemon I would need to face with this goes down a lot. We tried again and again and again and again, but the combo of Heracross and Infernape was too much for our little Stevb and his emotional support omelette. In total, it was on our 12th try of the battle that we managed to get a win by another lucky streak. We confused Heracross, then crit Infernape for the one-shot. From there, Floatzel and Roserade were quick confusion kills and I had done it. Half an hour straight of battling this dude over and over again, and in the end, it was luck that did Dingus in. We quickly healed up, then headed back to Route 215 to grab a fist plate to help us with the bulky steel types in the 6th gym. We took a quick ferry ride over to Iron Island and grabbed the HM for strength before deciding to challenge the 6th gym leader Byron. We made it through the gym with a few close calls and went into battle with him. We beat his Magneton, then against his Steelix saw that he used Earthquake, which upon thinking about it was one of my only proper answers for the Elite Four against the Fire-type Flint, as well as the Electric-type gym coming up soon. So I decided to sketch it. I tried again a few times, then stream cut out, causing me to have to pause the battle whilst fighting Bastiodoners to not lose any progress. Resuming the next day after my internet fixed itself, and upon resuming, I managed to land a crit Force Palm on Bastiodon and we won. More plot happened, Team Galactic blew up a lake, we beat Saturn, we beat Mars, we were tasked with finding Dingus up north near Snowpoint City. We made our way through Mount Coronet, and then I flexed my game knowledge again to chat.
I'm just glad that I still remember, like, how to do things in this game. Because imagine, like, being a 12-year-old and just coming across this on your screen and being like, what the f am I doing? I'm pretty sure this is the... I guess you talk, you get hit.
You know, I seem to open my mouth in these situations and I really should just learn not to. We made our way to Snowpoint Gym and I decided I needed to sketch a move to deal with Cynthia's Garchomp. I decided on an ice move, and lucky for me, this is an ice type gym. We made our way through the annoying puzzle and on to Candace, the gym leader. Level 81, we tried and failed. We decided not to go for Avalanche from Abomasnow since it has negative priority, so we decided on Blizzard from Frostlass. After 6 or 7 attempts, we managed to get a run where we got blizzarded by Frostlass and didn't die, so we sketched, locking in our second last move of the run. I know working off 70% accuracy is not good, but there's no other decent ice-type moves that could one-hit Garchomp, even at level 100, so it was really our only option. After getting someone in chat to fall for the Candace joke, Can this fit in your mouth? The power of being someone with the maturity of a walnut got me through the battle. Now we're onto the big classic world-ending event in Pokemon. So, off to fight the evil team and capture Satan to work for us as a HM friend forever. Go to Team Galactic's not-so-secret hidden base and witness the worst Guru impression ever. I'm going to steal the moon. Immediately afterwards, Looker makes me have a genuine crisis about my age, given that Cyrus is supposed to be 27 years old, and I myself am nearly 3 years older than him. You're telling me that this man here, this man right here, that way, that guy, is 27 years old. I am 29. Why? Midlife crisis aside, we beat Cyrus, then Saturn again, and make our way up to the peak of Mount Coronet, taking out Team Galactic grunts along the way. I decide that I'm going to use my last sketch to learn Flamethrower from Cyrus's Houndoom in the Distortion world as my final move, as I really didn't have a good move to deal with Aaron's bug types in the Elite Four. We make it to the peak and I come up against the double battle with Dingus against Mars and Jupiter, and boy, I didn't see this match coming. Both Bronzors would just target down my Smeargle, and Munchlax would just use Stockpile, then heal himself with Swallow or use a weak Body Slam on the Bronzor, and every time I would die. After another 40 minutes, we got a run where Smeargle fainted, and Chat and I decided after so long of trying this that we'd finish up the battle by throwing Pokeballs and seeing if Munchlax would knock out the last Golbat. Which he did. I know technically it was cheating and breaking the rules as we used other Pokemon, but I would have had to override a move for that with Sketch if we overleveled, and we needed all of those moves to get through the battle that we just had trouble beating. So we move on. Cyrus gets yoinked from this world and we head into the trippiest area that 14-year-old Hypo ever saw as a kid, the Distortion world. We spend 20 minutes trying to wrap our head around the Strength Boulder puzzle, and then we make it to Cyrus. We sketch Flamethrower off of Houndoom and get knocked out in the process and go all the way back to Oreburgh. We're level 92 at this point, and we're still getting beaten pretty easily by level 40s. Yikes. We make it back to Cyrus, and after getting through Houndoom, we realize we have a problem. Gyarados. Again. Twice this beast has caused a roadblock, and it really blocked us hard this time. We have no sketches left, no moves that hit it super effectively, and Blizzard, the only move which hits it well given we're intimidated, has 5 PP and misses 50% of the time. After all, if a move isn't 100% accurate, it's 50% accurate, of course. We try for 20 minutes, level 95, and get walled each time by the Gyarados. After racking my brain for a bit, I realized that heart scales are obtainable in this game, and I'm able to relearn Sketch in order to get an electric type move to deal with this beast again. Plus, Milotic on Cynthia's team was concerning me as another bulky water type, and I needed something to deal with it. Fast. We go down into the underground from Oreburgh and start grinding for heart scales, when after 10 minutes or so I realize I already have one. When I was here in the first place, I interacted with this mound of garbage and was given a heart scale. We head to Pastoria City and relearn Sketch, and then we move on to finding an Electricmon with a move that's suitable. Realize that I've got the Versa Seeker in my bag, meaning I can re-challenge a trainer I've already versed before, and I find the perfect candidate. Ace Trainer Dalton. He has an Electabuzz that knows Thunderbolt on the route leading up to Lake Acuity, so I activate the Versa Seeker, battle him, and sketch Thunderbolt. I know technically it's using one more sketch than I had access to via level up. If I had made smarter choices early on about my sketches, I probably could have saved myself the hassle, but I genuinely did not expect Gyarados to be such a wall in this run. And with that, we make the ridiculous trek all the way back up Mount Coronet, all the way back through the Distortion world, and onto Cyrus again. We one-shot his Houndoom with Earthquake. We one-shot his Honchkrow with Thunderbolt. One-shot Gyarados with Thunderbolt. 2 Flamethrowers take out Weavile. 2 Thunderbolts take out Crobat. Cyrus, the leader of Team Galactic, has finally fallen. We have done it. Cyrus takes off, leaving us one final challenge. Facing Giratina. The shadowy beast. The one known as the Pokemon from the underworld. The direct opposite of God. He is our final hurdle before the final hurdle, and we must now do what we must, and Stevb must face him in glorious combat. Yeah, we lob a Master Ball at his head, call him Dave, override his moves with HMs. As promised, welcome to the team, Dave. We head on over to Sunnyshore's City and onto the 8th gym, with the gym leader Minato from the hit series Boruto's dad Shippuden. Honestly, there's really not much to report. It was really straightforward. Stevb just earthquaked everything. That was it. Easy first attempt. Victory Road in Elite 4 time. We make it all the way through, fighting tooth and nail until we're faced with the final challenge before the Elite 4. Dingus. One final time. One final battle. One glorious destiny.
Focus Blast. Okay, yeah, that's a reset there.
I reset without saving, went all the way back to Sunnyshore's City after beating the gym. Yep. Dumb me just didn't save and reset and lost all of that progress. I got back to the Elite 4 off stream and then back to a final roadblock before the Elite 4. After trying and failing to beat Dingus a few times, I decided to go and get the soft sand item from Mount Coronet to make my earthquakes do more damage, since Snorlax was the primary wall we were facing and my special moves did practically nothing to him. After trying again another couple times, we got lucky with an earthquake crit on Snorlax and got through fairly easily. Dingus was defeated for the final time. On to the Elite 4. We got stuck on Aaron after losing to his Heracross, and so I backed out and went to some shady guy in Celestic Town to mug him of a pair of choice glasses. With the choice specs in hand, we easily swept through Aaron's bug types with a boosted flamethrower. Bertha's up next, and her scary ground types were a little challenging, but with a few blizzards and earthquakes and a lucky miss from a Mega Horn from Rhyperia, we were able to make it through by the skin of our teeth. Wow, we've gotten really lucky with some well-timed crits and misses from the opposing trainers. Luck must really be on our side for this challenge. Definitely. Flint was a very easy sweep with Earthquake. Really not much to talk about. Stevb literally took no hits. We got stuck on Lucian for a hot minute though. Gallade was a brutal opponent to get through with Drain Punch, and Alakazam just kept not missing Focus Blasts. Even though when I used them, they seemed to be like 6% accurate. It was brutal. Tried about 40 times and we finally got a run where we OHKO'd Mr. Mime with Earthquake, we OHKO'd Gallade with a crit Earthquake, we OHKO'd Alakazam with another Earthquake, and we two-shot Espeon with an Earthquake. Before finally taking out Bronzong with 2 Flamethrowers after a ban. With that ridiculously unlucky battle behind me, surely that's the last battle of the run that's super RNG dependent. Right? Right? Finally, battling Cynthia, the champion of the Sinnoh region. On final showdown between Stevb and the beast that is her team. The hardest champion in Pokemon history. It all comes down to this. If luck is on our side, we could be done with this fairly quickly. Fingers crossed, things go smoothly. This battle took me over 8 hours worth of full attempts to complete, resetting over and over and over and over again for 8 hours worth of gameplay to find the particular RNG I needed to get the win over this blonde masochistic demon. This is the breakdown of the particular set of events I needed to happen to beat Cynthia. Against Spiritomb, I needed to high roll twice with Earthquake, or crit once, because if he hit me with 2 Dark Pulses, I had no way of winning against his other mons. Against Lucario, it was a guaranteed KO with a soft sand boosted Earthquake, so no stress there. Against Togekiss, I needed to land a Blizzard at 70% accuracy and get a crit, 6% chance, or a freeze, 10% chance. Against Garchomp, I needed to land a Blizzard at 70% accuracy. Against Milotic, I needed to get a high damage roll on Earthquake and get a crit at the same time, or get 3 Thunderbolts with a para somewhere in there without taking any hits. Finally, against Roserade, I needed to either crit with Flamethrower or hit a 70% accurate Blizzard and get a high roll. That is the particular set of luck I needed to hit in order to win this battle. I won't lie to you, this 8 hours of attempt after attempt after attempt pushed me to my breaking point.
I know, I froze twice, instant thaw. Like twice in that battle. I parried Togekiss, on the turn I didn't need her to be parried, and then I parried my low tick and didn't get the full para. F you.
A few different times along the way I changed things up by changing my EV spreads using my good old uncle's skills. I could have done it without his help with EV reducing berries, but no one wants to see me spend hundreds of hours grinding out berries to change EVs. To try and maximize my survivability or damage output, but nothing was working. I seemed to be the most unlucky person in the entire world with the specific luck I was getting handed. I'd crit when I didn't need to, and didn't when I needed to. I'd paralyze on a turn I'd be moving first anyway. I'd miss a blizzard 6 times in a row. I'd get hit with a crit every single time I was on a good run. I'd have the AI do something weird and hit me with something odd out of nowhere, usually resulting in a crit. Basically, every possible negative outcome that could have come out of this run was coming out of it. I tried changing items, tried changing my EVs more, and even with maximizing my attack stat, I couldn't get past this insurmountable wall. But I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, see the out, see the win. All I needed was some luck. The closest attempt so far was reset 155. I was down to the last Pokemon, Roserade. I just needed to hit the 70% accurate Blizzard after landing both a crit Blizzard on Togekiss and a full para on the Milotic. One last move, and this was finally over.
No! No!
It did not happen. I was starting to lose hope, starting to think this was never going to happen. I was getting angrier and angrier, starting to slip up, starting to misplay. I was getting frustrated. I was getting really upset with how unlucky I had been. Took a break for an hour to try and mentally reset and jumped right back in. And then finally, after over 200 resets, nearly 24 hours of streaming since the start of the challenge, it happened. Reset number 206. The battle started like any other. Stevb was equipped with a Wise Lens to boost the power of his special moves. His EVs and attack and special attack were maximized. That meant Stevb was frailer than ever. He had to hit hard, he had to aim true, he had to be lucky. Smeargle started the battle hitting a Blizzard on Spiritomb. I stopped using 2 Earthquakes as removing the soft sand item stopped it from being a 2-shot with a high roll. Plus, this was somehow more consistent. He hit the Blizzard, took a Dark Pulse, and Earthquaked for the KO on Spiritomb. Earthquake was a 1-hit KO on Lucario. In came Togekiss. This beast had been the bane of my existence, due to it just never getting frozen or crit when I needed it to. This was different. Luck was finally on my side. We got the 10% freeze chance. The rare other occasions this occurred, this Togekiss would always thaw out first turn, do massive damage with Aura Sphere. Not this time. After the freeze, Cynthia healed. 2 more Thunderbolts, but took him out without taking any damage from her deadly Aura Spheres. Blizzard landed again for a 1-hit KO on Garchomp. Due to me being over half health and having just used a special move, I predicted my Lotic would go for a Mirror Coat. From what I'd seen, this was about a 40% chance of happening. But if I was lucky, I'd land a massive Earthquake for half health with no damage taken in return. Again, luck was on my side. Thunderbolt knocked out the Milotic. I was down to one final mon again, Roserade. Last time, I had missed the Blizzard after getting ever so lucky on the rest of the battle and ended up being knocked out. And to no one's surprise, I missed again. I was ready for the run to be over, to go home defeated, to have to try another 200 plus times to beat this woman. But Cynthia and Roserade went for somewhat of an odd play. Her Roserade went for Toxic. I wasn't sure if it was her taking pity on me, on the tragedy that had been plaguing my mind for the last 206 resets. Wasn't sure if it was luck. Wasn't sure what happened, but I did know that I had a chance, an opportunity. I clicked Blizzard again, 70% chance to hit, 100% guaranteed to kill. Blizzard though, connected. I watched her health slowly drain away until finally...
Yes! Oh, finally! Jesus Christ. Sorry. I have been streaming for 5.5 hours today trying to beat this one fight. And just trying over and over and over and over again.
Victory. I had done it. Completing a challenge I didn't even know would be possible. Completing something that I hadn't seen anyone else do. Months of planning, routing, grinding and resetting. Finished. It was an odd feeling. I never wanted to see Stevb or this region again. Seeing the Hall of Fame page with just me and my man Stevb the Smeargle honestly made me feel a little emotional. With a final goodbye to the Sinnoh region, we had slowly worked our way through, and a short bike ride later we arrived home, and our journey was over. And in a way, even though I have finally completed Pokemon Platinum with only one Smeargle, I wonder, will Stevb ever be able to forget the horrors he had experienced up at the Elite Four? Would he be alone with his thoughts forever, or was there a glimmer of hope for him down the line? Somewhere vast and open where he can experience the fresh air and the joy of running around with others that have been through similar journeys. You'll have to wait and see.